Hey, Craig here. This is definitely the nerdiest thing I have ever done. My admission is I am completely addicted to the KenKen puzzles in the New York Times. I don't know if you've seen them past the crossword puzzle. They've added a lot of games to the Sunday magazine section, and there's a 5x5 puzzle, which is pretty easy. And a good warm up to get your brain moving, and then a 7x7, which I just adore because it's hard, but it's not so hard that I want to throw my pen across the room. It's always solvable. You get there, you end up figuring it out. So I'm addicted to these puzzles, and I do them every week religiously. I get upset if I miss one, and I thought maybe it would be fun to start to record how I solve them. I have no idea if there's an audience for this or if anybody's out there looking for help on the New York Times 7x7 KenKens, but I thought I'd give it a shot. If you haven't done KenKen before, it's a lot like Sudoku, but a little bit of simple math involved too. You're trying to get the numbers 1 through 7 in the grid, horizontally, vertically, and getting the math right in the various shapes that they give you in the puzzle. So I thought I would take a look this week and do it together and see if we can figure it out. So I apologize, I started this video after I had done a few steps in the puzzle, but let me see if I can walk you through these first. I did the single squares, filled those in, so the 5 is there, the 1 is there, and the 4 is there. You can just fill those in right away. The next thing I saw was this 42 times. There's only one way to do 42 times, and that's a 6 and a 7, so we know those go in there. After that, I looked up, and that 3 divided by, well, there's only 2 options, 1 and 3, or 6 and 2. Those are the only ways to make a 3 divided by. But the 6 is already eliminated from this, so I knew it had to go, that those had to be 1 and 3. But we don't know what order yet, so we'll just have to keep working it. If I look across the top, in the 6 multiply, there's only 2 options there, 1, 6, or 2, 3. But if you put the 2, 3 in there, if we were just playing around, you've got 2, 3 in that row. And then if you look at the divided by on the same row, there's only 2 options. It's a 1, 2, 4 combo or a 6, 3 combo. And both of those are eliminated if you were to put 2, 3 in the times 6. So we know it can't be 2, 3. We know it has to be 1, 6. And we know that the 1 can't be in the second box because of the minus 6 beneath it. That's a 1, 7. So we can safely place the 1 in the 6. We know that a 2, 4 goes on the right side in that divided by 2. And then we can put the 5, 7 in that 12 spot. Obviously, it's not 6, 6 because you can't have 2 6s together, so it has to be 5, 7. That also told us where the 3 was. If the 1 is going to be in the 1, 6, the 1 can't be in the top row there, so we've got a 3 and then a 1, and we can safely place those. So catching up, we're back to live action here. If I look at that minus 5, there's only 2 options, 6, 1 or 7, 2, but there's a 1 already in that row, so we know it's got to be 7, 2, and we can place them safely because we know that the 7 is gone from that 42 down below. And next, if I look at that whole column, there's only 2 squares left, and I can see 1, 2, 3, we're missing a 4 and a 5 in that column. Every other number's picked. The next thing I looked at is that 60 in the bottom left. So what are 4 numbers that, when multiplied together, make up 60? So I figured there would be a 5 in there. Times 4 is 20, times 3 is 60. 5, 6, and 2 also works. Throw 1s in there. Those are the 4 numbers. And then you do the different combinations of those, which, as it turns out, are both 5, 3, 2, 2. I didn't have to write them twice, but I wasn't thinking, and I did. But then I saw that the 1 is eliminated from that column, the second column, the third column. So I know that any combination with the 1 couldn't be right. So with the 5, 3, 2, 2, you know it can't be in the top row because that's eliminated by that 5. So there has to be a 5 in the bottom row, and that's 60. And then you've got to put the 2's. There's 2 2's, so you need it in the top and the bottom. And then the 3 is left over, and that has to go in the top. If you've got a 2 or 5 in the bottom, you got to put the 3 in the top. There's that -4 on the bottom right. There's only 3 options: 1 5, 2 6, 3 7. It can't be 1 5 because the 5 is in that 60 right across from it. So there's only one spot left for the 1. That goes there. So if that's 1, it's got to be a 4 and a 6 in that 24 spot. The 6 is eliminated there, so you have a 7 and a 6. Now, what's left in that spot? Can't be 1 5, can't be 6 2, so it has to be 3 7. So now let's look at the second row from the bottom. You've got almost every 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 5. You've got every number in there except a 1, so that has to go here. So these two numbers have to add up to 10. It can't be 5 5, and it can't be 7 3 because the 7 is here, so it has to be 6 4. So third row from the bottom, you've got every number in there except for 3 and 5. And 3 and 5 add up to 8 from 15. So that empty square in the 15 has to be a 7. And then if you look right next to it, we can get rid, we know what's there. It's a 1 and a 7. And if we stay in that column, the only number we haven't filled in yet is a 4. So if we look at the 12, there's a 4 in there. We have to make 8 in that column. It can't be 4 4. And here's the thing. It can't be 5 3 either because there's a 3 5 right below it. If you put a 3 5 in there, it would eliminate both of them, so it would break. So it can't be 4 4. It can't be 3 5. It can't be 7 1. It has to be 6 2 in some kind of combination. So in the second row, that divided by 2, it can't be a 1 2 4 combo. The 1s and 4s are gone in that row. So it has to be 3 6 in some kind of combination, but we don't know yet. But that eliminates the 3 and the 6 from that row. So we know that that is a 6. That's a 2, excuse me. That's a 6. We could work our way down and start eliminating things pretty quickly. We've got a 3, a 2, that's a 5, and that's a 2. The 5 here, this is a 3, that's a 5. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4. We're missing a 5 and a 7, so those are the only things that go there. 5, 7, but the 5 is here. So that means that's a 7, that's a 5. And you need this to add up to 14, so that's a 2. That 2 impacts that. The 4 is gone from here. The 7 is gone from here. The only one in this column, 1, 2, we're missing a 3. And here, it can't be 7 2, so it has to be 6 1. And you have 6's and 1's going across, so we know what goes where. If this is a 3, plus 4 is 7, you can't put another 3 in here, so this can't be a 4. It has to be a 5, which makes 3 5. That adds up to 10, and then that's that. This is either 5 or 3, but the 5 is unavailable, so we'll make it a 3. That means that's a 6, and that's a 3. 6 is not available here. Oh, and all we have left is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All done.